In this video, I'm gonna talk about what I did that got me laid week after week. Let's go.
I want to first start off this video saying that what worked for me may not work for you, but hopefully some of the things that I talk about in this video, you can take some away, apply it to your life, and hopefully get your wet. Let's go. The first thing I would recommend all my young G's, if you're out and you're single and you're in the dating world, is learn sales. Please, for the love of holy jeebas. Learn sales, man. Sales teaches you multiple things. And one of the main principles in sales is closed mouths don't get fed. I learned this as a young pup, man, in like middle school. If you don't ask for the sale, you will never get the close. And it's true. Closed mouths never get fed. Like there's so many times I go out, and this may seem embarrassing for a lot of people that kick with me, but if I go out and let's say I go to McDonald's, I ask, hey, can I get a discount on that? Can I get like the employee discount or a student discount? And they'll look at me like, no, most times. But that one time that it does work, I'm like, oh, yes. So that's one thing that sales does teach you is closed mouths don't get fed, and just take your shot, man. That's the first thing. Ask for the sale. Right? But also, when you learn sales, it teaches you the fundamentals of what conversations is about. It's like a basketball game. You get the ball, I get the ball. Like you take a shot, I take a shot, and it keeps the game going back and forth. So imagine the ball is in your hand, you make the shot. Now it's my turn, but I don't play. I just stand there with the ball. The game's over. Right? The game no longer continues. But sales, it teaches you to continue that back and forth through what? Asking questions. And that's one of the main things. If you're a good salesperson, you know this role is asking questions. It's not really talking. It's about asking questions and actively listening. I think that's one of the most fundamental things that most people forget is that you got to ask questions, right? You got to be interested in the other person. Right? You got to seem very relatable. So if someone talks about graduating uni or something, ask, oh, where'd you go to school at? What'd you go to school for? And when they talk about it, now it's your turn to talk, right? The ball's back in your court. Oh, man. Whether you went to school or you didn't, you talk about that. You know what? I never went to school, baby. Like, I dropped out in high school, man, and I was just a thug in the streets. But that's dope, man. I wish I had an experience like that. Like, tell me more about it. It sounds freaking dope. Like, if I had the chance, I would move out of school. Like, did you move out of school, or you going to school locally? You see how it requires like that back and forth for the conversation to keep going? But another thing that sales teaches you is that you only sell to people that are interested. Good salespeople sell to people that actually need that item. You guys remember the movie Wolf of Wall Street? Sell me this pen. Sell me this pen is so imperative because what's the first thing people always do? Oh, this pen is a ballpoint tip. It has all this ink that lasts forever. It's fancy. It looks good. It's going to match you. No, you ask a very basic question. This is where you kind of like filled out if this person is ready to buy or not. And this is kind of like where it goes back to vibe. Right? You can kind of read the room as a salesperson. So the first thing I suggest to anybody in the game, learn sales, man. That's going to help you and take you so far, not only in the dating realm, but in life in general, man. The second thing I would also suggest you do is if you're on the dating apps, get on all the dating apps. When it comes to online apps, there's so many. I've tried it for a very small window. Like dating apps, I tried it very small. I tried Chespa, which is the one for the Hispanics. I used to be on one called Black, BLK, for all the black girls on there. There was one old school one called Black Planet. If you're old and you're around with that, you know what's up, man. Black Planet. There's also Plenty of Fish. There's Tinder. There's the Facebook dating. Like Instagram even. Take your shot. Say what's good. You know, like it's so wild that people get stuck in this small little like window, like Hinge or something. Like I've never used that, but I know people used it, and it blows my mind that you would just limit yourself to that. So when it comes to dating apps, download every single one to increase your chances, because this dating game is all a numbers game. Like it's all it is. Like these girls, they get hit on so freaking often. Like, so why not just expand your network? Like, just expand your net, man. Do it. You'll thank yourself. This blows my mind. Why are Asian men so stuck inside this preference of this Asian bubble? It's so like nuts to me that you living in America, right? You're American, but with some Asian heritage, right? Your peoples come from a different land. But you watching this, you're most likely American. You follow the American laws. You speak perfect English. Hell, you probably speak better English than you do your own freaking native tongue. So why not just go after the American chicks? You got freaking the black girls. You got the white girls. You got the big booty Latinas. It's so sad that every time I bring up a black girl, like dating a black girl, Asian guys will always knock it. It's crazy. Why? Because you can't handle it? Think about that, man. I know we all have preferences and it's all Gucci, but what's the ultimate goal? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to find in love? Are you trying to fall in love? Or are you trying to get your dick wet? What's the name of the game here, bro? Get out of your head, be courageous, and go try the other flavors of life, man. This is something I find that's very imperative to me. And I feel like a lot of guys, they miss the mark on this. And usually when it comes to flirting, guys, for some reason, they find everything to be like sexually charged conversations, kind of. You know, like there's some innuendo there about flirting. When it comes to flirting, you know, it doesn't always have to be sexually charged. And most times people forget this one little essence, man. It's like just flirt with the world. Like the whole point of flirting is to make someone feel good about themselves, right? And you have to do it in a way and present it where it's kind of like a talent at doing so, you know? And to give a compliment, sometimes it could be dry. But at the same time, there's so many ways you can flirt without being very direct. Like, damn, I think you're fine. Like one thing that I always do when I like holler at a chick, like I remember there was this girl that I ended up dating. We hooked up that exact same night, man. It was at the post office. I have a nose ring. You guys see it? It was like some taller chick. She's about 5'8". Keep in mind I'm 5'4", man. She was about 5'8". She had a little afro going on, some black girl, light skin, and she was working the desk. I walk over to her, and she's ringing me up, doing the transaction or whatever. I was like, "Hey, that's a nice nose ring. Like, that's pretty dope, man. It looks good on you. Like, where'd you buy it?" And that little conversation opens the door to go back to step one, which is learning sales. She's like, "Oh, I got it from XYZ." And I'm like, "Damn, man, my nose ring. You see how the gem always falls out because I got a cheap one? Like, where'd you buy yours at?" And I find something that's very relatable, and I ask questions, and I listen. And I throw the ball back into her court by asking another question. Then I listen. Then I ask another one. And at the end, just like sales, I asked for the sell. Like, "Hey, man, I find you very attractive. How do you feel about, would you be opposed to me getting your number? And maybe we can hang out." Asking for the sell. But it's not just when it comes to flirting, it's not just with women. Like when I meet people, like whether it's dudes at the gym, the bros, what do you say? "Hey, man, you're looking swole. Damn, man, save some of that for some of those gains for us." What are you doing? You're indirectly flirting, right? You're flirting with them, and that's one of the biggest things. Is like just learn to flirt with the world. Be fun to be around. Like who wants to be around someone that's always stiff and strict and awkward? Like be free flowing, man. You know, just flow. Like you're listening to music. you gotta have that vibe with you when you're talking to people. Like, people love people that are fun, man. People that know how to make other people feel good about themselves. That's one of the best things that I think I've learned in my life when it comes to flirting, is just flirt with everyone, whether it's a dude or it's a chick or or it's the freaking world. Learn to flirt and flirt with everyone, and the main objective here is understanding that flirting is making other people feel good about themselves. But don't always have to be very direct. You can do it in subtle ways. And I think that's a good like conversation piece where I always, that works for me, is always a compliment on an accessory. It's never about the direct looks directly, but whether it's a hat, or they did their hair, or they dyed it, like, hey, that blonde hair, that's dope. Is that your natural hair color, or how much you pay for that? I know that's expensive. Or if they got their nails done, especially their nails, compliment their nails, like, hey, who did your nails? And here's a tip for you guys. You guys can, when they have their nails done, you see this part right here? That's called the cuticles. And if they have their nails done, they always clean this part out at the nail shop. You can always say, hey, let me see your nails. You grab their finger and you actually look at it. Oh man, you got clean cuticles. They did a really good job. Bada bing, bada boom, the door is open for you, bro. Step all the way in and close that motherfucker. Get the fucking cell and smash. It ain't that hard, man. Come on. I want you guys to fucking win. Let's go. Something that is a lost art nowadays, man. It's become so polarized, and anyone that does it is like, oh man, this guy's on a pedestal. Get off the apps, man. Talk to people that you see everywhere and anywhere. When I was growing up, at a red light, and I see a good looking chick, and I'm at the car, I'm just waiting for a red light, and I look over, there's a cutie. I'm like, hey, what's good? Hey, let me get your number. Let me call you sometime. Literally pull over. Hey, pull over at the light right there. Pull over. And they'll literally pull over, get out the car, and I can come out physically, and we can kind of talk. We get to talking, and I get the number. Literally pulled over. Same thing on the freeway. If there's traffic, you see someone that look good. Hey, what's good? Hey, let me call you sometime. Hey, pull over right here. Let me call you. I know this sounds crazy. I know this sounds crazy, but you got to be bold, man. You got to take your shot everywhere and anywhere. It's the places that no one ever thinks about. They're waiting for the clubs and the bars and parties and social settings. You don't got to do that, man. When you take the girl home, who's there with you? Are your boys there with you? No, you're by yourself. So why not holler by yourself, man? Grocery stores. At the gym, I don't like hollering at the gym because I don't like to mix state and religion. I keep those things separate, baby. You got the grocery stores, man. You got the gas stations, bro. The post office. Red lights. Freaking 7-Eleven. Any place that you go to, holler, bro. And the good thing about that, as opposed to like a club or a bar, is that the places that you frequent just like that, is they're within your city. I guarantee you, if you're watching this video, you typically go to the same gym. You typically go to the same like grocery store. You usually go to the same post office. Why? Because that's your community. That's your stomping grounds. That's where you live. And guess what? If you're hollering at a chick at those type of places, 9 times out of 10, she's down the block. And you could bring her back because it's within walking distance. It's within driving distance. Hella close. You could get back at the crib within 10 minutes, man. Holler. Everywhere. Don't be shy. The topic of, going clubbing, going, to the bars to holler. And for me, when it came to that, I always bought the girl a drink. And maybe it's my looks. I don't know. But my closing rate was pretty high, man. Like, not saying like the percentage was high, but I closed a lot. And usually it came down to them buying a drink, but you don't just buy a drink off the rip. Like, you just don't go up to a girl and be like, hey, what's up? Can I buy you a drink? No, you talk to them first. You get to getting the conversation flowing talking a little bit, understanding that there's a vibe there. I don't just go up behind them and start dancing, you know? No. What I do though is like if there's a dance floor and I'm trying to get in between, I'm trying to like walk through the dance floor, I vibe my way in. Yeah. I don't just walk in like, oh, excuse me, all tough and slick, you know? I'm short anyways. People are just gonna push me out the way. No. I vibe my way through. And then if I see a girl, hey, I'm like, hey, what's up? Bam. I do this high five thing. Hey, what's up? I see the girl. I'm like, hey, what's up? Only if you make eye contact. Only if you make eye contact. Hey, give them a high five. Bam, what's up? They give you a high five. Then you start talking to them. Hey, what's up? Like, oh, you having a good time? Or whatever the question may be. If she's Asian, hey, what kind of Asian are you? And this is one thing I did that really helped me out. I learned the basic word of like hello. Like if it's like a chick that speaks Spanish, oh, ¿cómo está, mamá? Dame un beso means give me a kiss. Or if she's like Filipino, right? Oh, kumusta ka? Kumusta ka, mama? Same thing, what's up, mama? Or if she's Vietnamese, oh, you're Vietnamese? Hey, ciao em. So if after saying high five and I had to guess, I'm like, hey, are you Vietnamese? So whatever they say to me, you know, if they're Korean, you know, you say what's up in Korean. You know what I'm saying? Like the very basic words of hello is so endearing to them because that's our roots. That's our culture. You know what I mean? Like you want to know these basic fundamental things. But to open that door is you need the high five as you're walking through the club. Right? How you doing? High five them. Or another one that my boy taught me, bam. I thought this was pretty clever. You know, usually at the bar you have a drink. You know, I like to put my hand over my drink like this so no one spikes it. No one slips some drugs in. Hey, don't get it twisted. My boy actually got drugged in Vegas. A guy, my boy, somebody slipped the Mickey in his stuff. Anyways, if you're walking through and the girl has a drink, you say what's up. As opposed to the high five, get the clink, clink. That's another opening right there. Once they clink, you guys make eye contact. Hey, cheers. You get that clink, get in their ear. Get in their ear, get close. Hey, what's up? Hey, what are you? What's your background? What's your ethnicity? Oh, you're Mexican? Oh, ¿cómo está, mamá? Oh, me llamo es Tony. Yeah, that's right, you heard me. Learn the basics, man. That's something I did, and it always opened the door for me. But you gotta have that vibe there first. You gotta be able to read the room. You can't just come up and just say what's up, okay? Don't do that creeper stuff, man. It does not work, and we ain't slick. Like that ain't slick. That ain't sly. No, that's creeper stuff. Especially nowadays in 2025, man, it's creepy. Stop that. We're more than that, okay? Make sure the eye contact's there, and you're feeling good. And you're feeling yourself. Fitness. Is it necessary? Is it not? One thing I will always say when it comes to fitness is that fitness will always better you in your life. There's no way in hell you working out will put you back. Never. You know, it definitely helps you. Though it doesn't help you in your game, it helps you right here. It helps you right here. You know, when you work out and you're feeling yourself, you feel so good. That energy comes off. Like people feel that energy. Like we live, and maybe this is just me, we live in a world where it's like energy based. We all live off energy. Like if I'm like happy or I'm mad, I don't need to say anything. You just feel it based off my actions, the way I look, that vibe is just there. So when you're dripping, you got that drip. When you're talking to another person, they automatically feel that energy, the high energy. You just know, man. So one thing I will say is fitness doesn't get you laid, but fitness definitely helps you get laid. You look better when you have a leaner face, your cheekbones kind of pop out. Or you got that cheekbone look, it just looks masculine, man. It looks manly. You don't need to have like the best physical shape ever. You just got to have the confidence just to walk up and say hello, because that makes you beat 9 times out of 10, because most guys aren't doing that. You know, one thing I always do before I go out is I always have gum or like mints in my pocket. Mandatory. I feel like people don't carry that nowadays. Like they don't have mints or like gum in their pocket when they go out. So imagine you were talking to a chick. Like you ever talk to somebody that's been drinking all night, or that like they smoked a cigarette, like you just smell that breath on them. Some people don't mind and it's whatever. Like if you're at a bar, like obviously everyone's gonna be drinking, but you gotta be able to have an advantage, right? You're already at a loss, bro. Like you want to have all the cards stacked on your side as much as possible. So carry that pack of gum, carry that box of mints, whatever. Keep it in your pocket, bro. That's gonna be one of your aces in your cards just by having that. Like it's very pleasing when you talk to someone that has fresh breath, and you don't realize how bad your breath stinks until someone points it out. But by the time they point it out, it's already too late, bro. Say this to yourself every time you're about to step out the house. I can meet my future wife today. And you'll never know, right? You'll never know until you actually meet the person. Time goes on and that person becomes that person. And with that being said, make sure before you step out of the house, you're dressed well. Whatever well is to you. However you feel like you're best dressed, don't overdress it. Obviously, you don't want to wear a fucking suit and tie to 7-Eleven. But if you're gonna wear a t-shirt, iron your shirt, brush your teeth, comb your hair. Make sure you get a fresh cut every single week. Do it, man. You're gonna thank yourself. You'll be hating yourself not putting your best foot forward. And 5 years are gonna pass and you're gonna be like, dang, man, why am I still single? I know there's a lot of like things going on to this list and it's like, oh, why is it so much work? Because that's life, man. And you want to be able to have the best chance at it. And by dressing up, looking very presentable every time you step out that door, it gives you a better chance, man. One of the best things that helped me, when I'm out there spitting, is saying yes. Just going with the flow, man. Just say yes. Yes to everything. You want to go to a kid's birthday party? Yes. You want to go to church? Yes. You want to go work out? Yes. You know why? Because the more you're out there in this world, the more people you shake, the more hands you shake, the more babies you kiss, the more in front of people's faces you are in front of, that's going to increase your chances. But at the same time, it's your job to make sure when you're out there and you're saying yes to all these freaking events, as much as you hate it, you have to put yourself out there. You have to be willing to say hello. How you doing? My name is Whoop-de-woo. Saying yes is going to be step one. That's the one of two. So put yourself out there. Say yes to all these events, even if you don't want to. Even if you're feeling like, look in the mirror and then yourself 1 or 2 times to get out of that zone. Whatever the case may be, you have to say yes, man. If you really want to make it in this game, you really have to keep leveling up. You have to keep putting yourself out there. And if you don't, you're going to spend every single night wondering, what if I said yes? And why am I still single? So if you get a chance and someone invites you to go somewhere, just say yes, man. You never know who you might meet, bro. You have to get out there and be social. Be freaking social. The more friends you have in your life, the more people you have in your life, the more chances you're gonna have at getting laid, man. That's just what it is, bro. Being social is gonna be your best friend. Because that person might have a cousin, that person might have a sister, that person might have a friend of a friend of a friend that might introduce you to somebody. That person might just be like, hey, you're single? Hey, I know someone that's been single for a while. Like, I feel like you guys might mesh. You guys might actually get along. It'll be dope if I can introduce you to this person. So one thing I will say is always say yes, as much as you hate it. But if you get tired, of course, have your down days, replenish, and get right back to it, man. Because this world is so big, and don't limit yourself on saying no so often that you find yourself being alone, man. This world is it's filled with so much love and so much passion that you're missing out on by saying no. So take the leap and say yes. Here's another thing I don't get, man. Go where you are celebrated. Don't go where you are tolerated. What's up with you guys? Why do you guys have such a freaking hard time understanding this? You gotta understand the marketplace, man. There are some people that find you attractive and some people that don't. It's just the way the world works, right? But for some reason, everybody wants to go after this baddie, after like the baddest chick out there. But you gotta understand, there's like hundreds of dudes doing the exact same thing as you are. Do you feel like you are the best of the best? Like, why are you trying to go after the exact same girl that everyone's going after? At the end of the day, what is the goal? You are trying to get your stuff wet, and that is it. Why does the looks matter so freaking much? If the chick is like you're attracted to her, but she's not the timepiece that you're like, oh, you're drooling over, then go after her. Follow your heart, man. It will never lead you wrong. So if you find her in the slightest way attractive, go and talk to her, please. You would do yourself a disservice if you're over here trying to chase this bad chick and she's just gonna ignore you and you continue to chase and simp and send money and give her all this attention. You're wasting your time, bro. I'll share this with you guys. Even though I have Vietnamese roots and I can speak Vietnamese, I know that when it comes to like the Asian chicks, I will like pull, a good number of Asian chicks. But I know if I were to go holler at like a black girl, a Mexican girl, I would more likely pull one and smash that night than I would if I was to go holler at an Asian chick. That's just the way it is. The nice, studious Asian girls, they don't like dudes that look like this with the mustache. They don't like the short guys. They like the guys that, look a little bit more, I hate to say this, like it's not a negative thing, like a little bit more nerdy, right? Slim frame, thin, tall, maybe someone that looks kind of like a runner. Like I'm short and I'm kind of like stocky, you know what I mean? And most studious chicks don't like this look. The typical ABGs, that ain't for me. We just don't vibe like that. Like our energies ain't meshing, man. We're not star-crossed lovers. We're not meant to be. But the Asian chicks that are into art, that are like very open-minded, trust me, your boy sliding all the way in. Home base, baby. If I were to like line up all these girls and I were to go holler at every single one of them, 5 black girls, 5 Mexican girls, 5 freaking Asian girls, my chances increase when I go holler at a black girl and a Mexican girl. Why? Because they're open-minded. They're understanding that, hey, I'm very Americanized and we can relate on a lot of levels. And even the way I talk, the way I walk, I go where I'm celebrated and it increases my chances of winning. So why go towards the Asian chicks when they're not really digging me? Now don't get it wrong, I've had my fair share of Asian girls, hella. But I know if I want to like have better odds, go where I know I'm gonna win. And you should too. Another tip for all the bros out there, man, if you're trying to date, please learn how to dance. Please learn just the basic 1-2 step, just a little groove, A lot of guys always try to level up their game and like talking how to riz and getting the confidence. That's like getting over like the hurdle, right? But once you're over the hurdle, then what? Then what are you gonna do? Learning how to dance is so powerful, man. Like it levels up all the games. If you're a good dancer, like I'm not a good dancer, I just know how to boogie, I know how to grind, I know how to make people feel comfortable, but that is enough to get me to the finish line. And if you're one of the dudes that just stuck back there on the wall when you're out and about at the clubs or the bar and you just, you don't know how to dance, bro, you're missing out on so much. Imagine you're at a party and everyone's just, just feeling it. Yeah. Ooch, ooch. And you can't, you can't do that simple. You don't look like a fool. You're in the middle of the dance floor and everyone's just like, yeah. What are you doing? You're just standing there. And everyone's like, why did you come here if you're just gonna stand around and just look? You're gonna be in the middle of the dance floor looking around, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of bros around you. Is that what you came there for? Please learn how to dance. I'll end the video here. And the one thing I want you to take away, and this is going to be the most pivotal thing when it comes to success in dating. And a lot of times men get this so wrong, is they'll try to increase their chances of, their likes on Tinder or Hinge or whatever by having these profile pics, right? Like having these sharp ass images. And how should I look? Should I look away from the camera? Should I like do this pose? The biggest factor in you finding success when it comes to hollering, spitting, dating, even finding a wife is your capabilities to communicate. Fall in love with flirting, not only with chicks, but just with the world. Talking to dudes, talking to grandma, talking to your parents, make them feel good about themselves. Ask questions about them. Learning how to communicate, the subtle art of communication, will take you so far in not only dating, but entire life. Hopefully this video helped you out. These are the things that helped me in my life that definitely got me to hit the target. And hopefully you will as well, man. Until next time, peace.